Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Hello, Seg heads and One Wrestling fans. Welcome to Sunday Segue TV episode 26, I believe, on OneWrestling.com. And it is the one, my boy, no Instagram, Kinny Killa out here with the No Shady Tom Brady. How are you, No Shady?
Yeah. I'm very good, and how are you, Mr. Kinny Killa?
I am very, very good. Happy to be back. Now, sorry guys, we were away last week because we thought that we needed more substance on the show. Now, we didn't have no Road to Destruction last week, so we thought, okay, we'll just, leave it for a little bit so we can give you more substance within the show. Because the show is half an hour and we need to talk New Japan Pro Wrestling like we do every week. So, this week, we are going to talk about the Road to Destruction. There were several cards this week. So, I believe there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One pretty much every single day. So we're gonna recap that. What else are we gonna do, Shady?
We are going to talk about booking how to get Shibata to the top, and probably just some other New Japan news, here, there, everywhere. There's a little bit of news, not as much this week as we had last time we were here, but still newsworthy.
No Shady is our resident newscaster, so he will be bringing you a sprinkle of New Japan news a little bit later, but at the meantime, we will talk about New Japan Road to Destruction. We have 3 Destruction shows coming up very, very shortly, so we're going to go and talk about that. Make sure you check us out. That's at Sunday Segue. Segue is spelled Segue. You can follow me. That's at Kinny Killa, Killa.
At TBrady94, TBRADY94 _.
You can also make sure you check out OneWrestling.com. Check out Bill Apter. He will see you at the matches. That's at Apter One Wrestling. Now, let's do what we do best and let's give you the best in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, we are going to start off with Road to Destruction. Last Sunday, they were in Kuwana City. So, we're going to give you the results. So, we had the return of Kanemitsu. He is back. Facing off against Kwaku. The new 2 new young boys who are finally back on the scene now that David Finlay has been updated a bit. He's been pushed up there. What's your thoughts on now David Finlay being pushed up there and now really showing his true potential?
That's good. David Finlay's worked really hard, and we've been quite. I think we were almost quite scathing of David Finlay at the start, and now as he had more matches and had he better and better. We've become real. I'm really into David Finlay. He's very good. He's got over that sort of bland look that he has, and is just really good. Yeah.
Well, Kanemitsu beats Kawakuto in a nice 10-minute match. Usually they were doing draws, loads and loads of draws between these two, but now we finally get a win. Then we have David Finlay facing off against Hanare. A quick match, 7-minute match where David Finlay took that one down. We then had a tag team match where we had Tenkozy, so Tenzan and Kojima, defeating Captain New Japan and Yoshitatsu. We then went on to a 6-man tag where Tangaroa, Tabatonga and Yujiro Takahashi defeating Roppongi Vice, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, and Hiromu Ishii. Then we had a 8-man tag where we had Bushi, Evil, Sanada, and Naito, Los Ingobernadores
Nice.
Defeating Taguchi, Kushida, Juice Robinson, and Tanahashi. We had Manabu Nakanishi, Shibata, and Nagata, which seem to be teaming up a lot recently, facing off against Tiger Mask, Honma, and Togi Makabe, which they defeated. Then in the main event, we had Yoshihashi, Goto, and Okada defeating Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale, and Kenny Omega. Haruki Goto, I believe, getting the win with a GTR on Chase Owens for the 1-2-3. So that was great. So that was one down on Sunday. And then I believe on Tuesday, we were in Tochigi Tojiki Sports Park Gymnasium with a small crowd, about 684, I believe. Again, we start off with Hanare defeating Kawato. And if you don't know much about Hanare, make sure you go onto the New Japan website, guys. Find out a little bit on Hanare. They are giving some updates on him being the new young boy, so make sure you check that out. Tenkozy defeating Kanematsu and David Finlay. Then we had Tiger Mask, Nakanishi, Yuji Nagata, Shibata defeating Captain New Japan, Yoshitatsu and GBH. We had Tangaroa, Tamatonga, Kenny Omega defeating Roppongi Vice and Yoshihashi. We had Bushi, Evil, Sanada and Naito defeating Taguchi, Kushida, Juice Robinson and Tanahashi. And then in the main event we had Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, Okada defeating Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi and Bad Luck Fale, with Chase Owens taking the GTR again. So with that being said, we Sec Heads, just in case you don't realize, on the road to we do have a lot of tag matches. We have a lot of tag matches. So it is what it is.
We'll probably be seeing these Bullet Club versus Chaos tag matches for the rest of 2016. Like, so there'll be a lot of the same sort of thing, but this is the way they build up to something new. You know, they let the young boys and the lesser members of, you know, their team take the pins to keep people like Omega and Okada strong for, you know, for that Tokyo Dome main event. So.
It's going to be interesting to see where Pro Wrestling Noah comes into this scene, as that we had, you know, there's been like quite a few issues. But nevertheless, let's go back into the Road to Destruction on Wednesday's card, where they were in Saitama. So we had Kanematsu beating Kawaku again in a 12-minute match. Yuji Nagata and Nakanishi defeating Hanare and Juice Robinson. Tiger Mask, Kojima, Tenzan and Shibata defeating Captain New Japan, Yoshitatsu, Honma and Makabe. Chase Owens and Tamatonga and Tangaroa defeating Roppongi Vice and Ishii. We had Bushi, Evil, Sanada and Naito defeating David Finlay, Taguchi, Kushida and Tanahashi. Then in the main event we had Yoshihashi, Goto and Okada defeating Kenny Omega, Bad Luck Fale and Yujiro Takahashi, with Yoshihashi getting on the microphone and provoking one Kenny Omega, because obviously we're going to get Kenny Omega facing Yoshihashi for the Tokyo Dome shot. You know, the briefcase. Just in case you don't know, usually at either King of Pro Wrestling or Destruction card prior to Wrestle Kingdom, the person who won the G1 usually puts up their title, you know, the shot at Wrestle Kingdom against someone who has beaten them. So, and it's going to be Yoshihashi, which is good because it shows in the you know, the storylines of Yoshihashi. Now, this is a good combination for Yoshihashi, isn't it?
This gets Yoshihashi into this sort of next level of he's currently basically like a mid-card all the way sort of guy, like lower mid-card. This will boost him into that upper mid-card, you know, and it'll give him a lot of credibility. He's had his best matches with Omega and his best matches in this year's G1, so it's showing him this upwards progression, because we were unafraid to say that he was not very good before all this kicked off, and great, you know, all for that. You know, he deserves his shot now. He's really earned it, like really has.
Yeah, definitely. So we're just going to break up this information that we're giving you about the Road to Destruction, and we're going to slot in some New Japan news from No Shady Tom Brady. So bring it on.
Okay, New Japan news. Only a few things this week. We've got more on the tag titles potentially being unified, with the Bucks saying if it was their choice, they'd unify them. They'd want just every title in the world if they could, so they would happily unify those belts. There's talks of Cody Rhodes has a New Japan date. He will be facing Katsuyori Shibata, which will be insane. That's booked for... the date isn't revealed yet, but this is probably Cody Rhodes' 100% Cody Rhodes' biggest match since leaving WWE. That should be really, really good. That was on the Observer this week. And also there's talks between Billy Gunn and New Japan about having the New Age Outlaws in the tag league this year. So that's very quiet talks at the minute. But if that happens, you know, Good bit of fun. Add that in there. So if that happens, then yeah. So that was revealed on Xbox YouTube show, and What Culture picked that up as well. So how that goes, it remains to be seen. But that could be a very interesting entity in there. Please him, those two versus like Yano and Marufuji. That'd be great.
That would be funny.
Yeah. And final piece of news this week: will they do a fan vote for the main event? For Wrestle Kingdom 11. It's all up in the air a bit at the minute because people were so sure Naito was going to be in the main event. It looks like we're going to have, obviously, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and then it looks like we might end up with Tanahashi versus Naito maybe, and also, as well as Tanahashi sort of hinting at this, this fan vote, Kushida has also hinted at the fan vote. So the junior title may be able to headline if voted for by the fans. So that's a really interesting thing that could come out of this. And they've done this before, where Shinsuke and Tanahashi main evented ahead of Okada and Naito. So it'd be a good story if they did it again and Naito got to main event. So that's really interesting. So there's the news this week. We got the tag belts, Cody Rhodes, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, and a fan vote. So hopefully we'll have some more information on those in the coming weeks, and anything to do with that, obviously, we'll update you. And I, for one, cannot wait for Mr. Cody Rhodes versus Katsuyoshi Shibata. Please, please, please.
So do you reckon that'll be King of Pro Wrestling?
It's apparently rumoured for the winter, so King of Pro Wrestling will probably be the best sort of time for it.
Unless Power Struggle.
Yeah, because Cody's also going to work a few TNA dates against Mike Bennett, and he's also going to work ROH. Yeah, but the match with Shibata is it's apparently already booked for some point down the line. So King of Pro Wrestling could be All Power Struggle. One of those. We're looking likely. If the title's on the line, that'd be really interesting as well.
That'll be I'm looking forward to that. That is some.
It could be a Kingdom 11 as well.
Yeah, that would be big.
He could be in for the Ring of Honor match at Kingdom 11. That would be good. I think Tokyo Dome was on his list, wasn't it? And Adam Cole has been on the list as well.
That's right. Right. Who knows?
I would be not so surprised if that was picked, because that'd be awesome.
Adam Cole versus Cody Rhodes at Wrestle Kingdom for the ROH World title.
Tokyo Dome, yo,
that's the one. Book it.
Yeah. Gato, hope you're listening.
Yep. sip a Coke for the working man.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go back into updating you guys on the road to destruction. So on Thursday, we were in Niigata, in Shibata City. Nevertheless, so we had Hanare beating Kawaku again. We had Tenkozy defeating Kanematsu and Juice Robinson. We had Tiger Mask, Nakanishi, Nagata, and Shibata defeating Captain New Japan, Yoshitatsu, Honma, and Togi Makabe. We also had Tangaroa and Tamatonga, Kenny Omega defeating Roppongi Vice and Yoshihashi. We had Bushi, Evil, Naito, Sanada defeating Finley, Taguchi, Kushida, Tanahashi again. And then we had Tomoro Ishii, Goto, Kazuchika Okada defeating Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, and Bad Luck Fale. Goto getting on the mic saying that he feels really, really, really strong because he is on a four match winning streak so far on the road to destruction, which is good for him. Who is Goto facing on destruction again?
I'll have to pull it up. If you keep,
I'll keep going,
if you keep going, I'll find.
Okay, and the last one, which happened yesterday, they were in Toyama, Techno Hall. And we had Konomitsu defeating Kawatu. We had Nakanishi and Nagata defeating Hanare and David Finlay. We had Tiger Mask, Tenkozy, and Shibata defeating Captain New Japan, Yoshitatsu, and GBH. We had Yoshihashi, Tomoro Ishii, and Goto defeating Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, and Kenny Omega. We had Bushi, Evil, Sanada, Naito defeating Taguchi, Kushida, Juice Robinson, Tanahashi, which means Tanahashi, I believe, has lost pretty much every single match so far on the road. And in the main event, we got Tangaroa, Tamatonga, Bad Luck Fale defeating Roppongi Vice and Okada. Right. So there you have it. We are up to date. I believe there is a show. There has been a show today in Shizuoka. I believe I can probably give you those results, which I can. Okay, so we had Hanare Kawato beating Kawato, Tenkosi defeating David Finley Kanamatsu, Tiger Mask Nakanishi Nagata Shibata defeating Captain New Japan Yoshitatsu, Honma Makabe, Chase Owen Tongaroa defeating Roppongi Bison Goto. We had Los Ingobernades defeating Kushida, Tanahashi, Juice Robinson, and Taguchi again. And then in the main event, Yoshihashi Ishii and Okada defeated Omega, Bad Luck Fale, Takahashi with Yoshihashi finishing off Kenny Omega with his finisher, getting on the mic and saying, well, it's time. The moment has come. I will defeat you and take the shot, even if it is against my boy Okada. Okay, and there you have it, people. There you have it. So, who is Goto facing off against at Destruction?
Goto actually doesn't have on any of the 3 nights a singles. He's in tags. He's with Ishii and Gedo versus Tamatonga, Tangaroa, and Chase Owens on night 1. Night 2, he's with Ishii versus Takahashi and Chase Owens. And on night 3, he's in an 8-man tag with Ishii, the Briscoes against Omega, Fale, Tamatonga, and Tangaroa. So not a lot happening for Goto at the minute. So probably saving him for something at King of Pro Wrestling, maybe, because he often gets a singles match, so it's quite strange that he's been missed out this time.
Yeah, that is quite strange that he's been missed out. Well, nevertheless, it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Okay, so now what we're gonna do? So we're just gonna talk a bit about how we book Shibata to the top. Now we have to do it as Shibata is the never openweight champion. So I believe that what we should do is Shibata needs to be in a meaningful feud. Okay, first. That's what needs to happen first. Now, who do you think, Brady, would be the person that he could have a meaningful feud with? Because after the meaningful feud comes the match for the openweight title. Whether he wins or loses it, he should then carry on and go after the IC. So who's the person that he could have a meaningful feud with?
Well, that's I think you hit it well there. Like, he's been having non-meaningful feuds. Nagata, Kojima. He's faced all the old guys. He's faced Honma for a little bit. Probably Michael Elgin. Are we looking at? I would say Elgin's the current IC champion. Will he be after Destruction because he faces Naito? I would say no. So I think Elgin versus Shibata is a good story to lead him into the Wrestle Kingdom match, which will, because Elgin's going to be on that card somewhere.
Yeah.
He's full time. So I would like to see that. Maybe it's just a literal feud of who is the strongest. Like, I'm the strongest big guy, Elgin, but Shibata is the toughest. Maybe the strongest versus the toughest. You could bill it as something like that. Who would you pick?
I would probably pick Elgin as well, seeing as if he is going to lose the strap, and it's not for the strap, obviously, and it's going to be those two guys. I like that. Who's the strongest? But then we go into him facing off against someone for the never openweight title. It just depends. Like who could he feud with? Who's a single guy who would, who could, has the notoriety to take that belt and run with that belt. There's a number of guys on. There's a number of guys on the card, like at the moment, that could probably benefit from having, that title. Makabe's not done nothing, but Makabe's had that before. So, whether that works or not, who knows? I believe that maybe he goes into maybe a program with Bad Luck Fale and loses that strap to Bad Luck Fale, hence giving him a chance now to go after the IC strap. Now, if Elgin loses that to Naito, which I feel that he might, we could maybe have a long feud for the IC strap between Shibata and Naito.
That'd be really good
at Wrestle Kingdom, because these two, when they feud together, man, it's great.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon Shibata would face at Wrestle Kingdom
this year? I think it will be Elgin this year. I think Elgin will lose the IC strap, and I reckon we'll have a Naito Tanahashi. But Elgin, he must have a singles match. He's had so many good ones this year. So I reckon that'll be it. Just like the two of them just battering each other. If not, would they go with Ishii again? Like,
no, I think they might revisit the whole Hiroki Goto Shibata. I think they might revisit that again. That would be interesting.
Yeah, because they tagged last year for the tag league as well, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah, well, they were the tag champs last year. So, or was it 2 years ago? It might have been last year. But yeah, I think it'll be great to have those two feuding again. I think that'll be a great feud for him. But there's no doubt in my mind that Shibata, I feel that he should either win the New Japan Cup next year or win the G1.
Yeah, I think he has to win a big tournament next year. I think that's a really good. That'd be really good because basically you just have to win that and you're at the next level already. Like you're guaranteed the next level. So that would be really good. Because as far as the G1 next year, like who could realistically win it that hasn't won it before, unless they were going to go the same guy again? Like you're looking at probably like the guys you're looking at are Naito, Okada, Tanahashi, Kenny Omega again. But he's in that second band of players where he can instantly go into the main event. So I think I would book him to win the cup first.
The cup first. He gets a match at Invasion Attack anyway, so for the title. Which if we go by Kenny Omega winning, it means that we got Kenny Omega versus Shibata, which will be a really good match. I would love to see Okada Shibata.
Yes.
But we'll just have to wait and see. It bodes well for Kenny Omega anyway, because I feel like he should probably win the title at Wrestle Kingdom and just be like this outlandish heel with the title, taking it to ROH and all these other places and defending it. It'd be great. Okay, well, Shibata, I believe, New Japan Cup, match at Invasion Attack, or he wins the G1 one way or another. The IC strap, I believe I think the world titles are far away from him, but I think the IC strap is something that he should definitely be gunning towards, and hopefully by next year he's in the running for that. Okay,
he should certainly be within his orbit at the minute. He really should have his eye on that already.
All right, people, that is the end of the show, bringing it quick and fast to you, New Japan Pro Wrestling. So next week we will bring you the rest of the road to Invasion Attack, the road to Destruction, because 3 shows are coming soon at the end of this month. So guys, make sure you check us out next week. We should have 4 shows for you, I believe, to review. You can find us at Sunday Segue, Segue spelled SEGUE. You can find me at Kinny Killa, KILLA.
At TBrady94_. Please check out the latest episode of the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, hosted by one Mr. Kinny Killa. He was joined this week by myself and Mr. Fame Black of the One Wrestling fame. And it was a good show. We really enjoyed it. Please check that out. Please give us any comments, anything you want to hear. Please.
Comments, please. Subscribe, please. Like, just please let us know. Yeah, feedback.
Everywhere.
We need feedback, guys. We need to know. We're voguing all over the place. We need to know.
Where are we going?
So make sure you check us out next week, guys. It'll be me and Tom Brady back again next week. So please don't you miss it. And if you don't like that, you can choke on that, slap nuts. Woo! But you want wrestling fans talk. So without further ado, guys, we're just going to bring the unity and say 1, 2, 3. Hey, we want some great. Hey, we want some great. There you go. That's right. We're just bringing